Have you ever heard of a pharaoh who dared to defy all norms, challenge the very gods, and even cross the most forbidden moral boundaries within his own family? A king whose rebellion not only changed religion, but also disrupted the entire social order of ancient Egypt. A man who dared to marry his own daughters, creating one of the darkest and most controversial mysteries in history. We are talking about Akhenaten, the heretic pharaoh of the 18th dynasty, who ignited an unprecedented religious revolution and left behind a legacy filled with unanswered questions, especially his forbidden incestuous relationship. Let us together unveil the secrets of Akhenaten and explore his forbidden union with his own daughters, an act that shocked the ancient world and continues to puzzle historians to this day. We are talking about Akhenaten, the heretic pharaoh of the 18th dynasty, who ignited an unprecedented religious revolution and left behind a legacy filled with unanswered questions, especially his forbidden incestuous relationship. Let us together unveil the secrets of Akhenaten and explore his forbidden union with his own daughters, an act that shocked the ancient world and continues to puzzle historians to this day. This religious shift was not only about faith, but also had profound effects on the politics, economy, and society of Egypt. Akhenaten moved to the capital from Thebes to a new city built to honor Aten, called Akhenaten, modern-day Amarna. He proclaimed himself the sole son of Aten and the intermediary between the divine and humanity. Art and architecture of the Amarna period also underwent significant changes, exhibiting unique and distinct features compared to previous eras. However, alongside this controversial religious revolution, Akhenaten is also known for another aspect of his life, a darker and far more shocking secret: his marital relationships with his own daughters. Archaeological evidence and ancient texts suggest that Akhenaten had many children with his royal wife Nefertiti, including 6 known daughters. But what is truly shocking are the surviving records and images that indicate Akhenaten elevated at least 2 of these daughters to the status of wife, and may even have had children with them. One of the daughters believed to have married Akhenaten was Meritaten, his eldest daughter with Nefertiti. Texts and reliefs from the Amarna period frequently depict Meritaten in a prominent position alongside her father, even bearing the title Great Royal Wife. Some scholars believe that Meritaten bore Akhenaten a daughter named Meritaten Tasheret, further solidifying the suspicion of this incestuous relationship. The second daughter believed to have married her father was Ankhesempaten, later renamed Ankhesenamun. After Akhenaten's death, Ankhesempaten married her half-brother Tutankhaten, later renamed Tutankhamun. However, there is evidence suggesting that she had also been married to her father before this. Why would Akhenaten engage in such acts that defied all moral and religious norms? Historians have proposed various theories to explain this behavior. Some suggest it may have been an attempt to consolidate the royal lineage and ensure the purity of blood, especially in the context of the religious revolution facing strong opposition from the priesthood and conservatives. Another theory posits that this act may have had religious significance. In the Atenist belief system, Akhenaten was considered the sole embodiment of the divine on earth. Marrying his daughters could have been seen as a way to recreate the sacred relationship between Aten and the world, with Akhenaten and his daughters playing the roles of divine intermediaries. There are also those who suggest that Akhenaten may have suffered from psychological issues or had deviant sexual tendencies. However, these theories remain speculative due to a lack of concrete evidence. Whatever the true reason, Akhenaten's forbidden union with his own daughters caused a major shock in ancient Egyptian society. It went against sacred moral norms and family rules, likely causing outrage and resentment among a segment of the population. After Akhenaten's death, the religious changes he initiated were reversed. The old gods were restored, Akhenaten's name and image were erased from monuments, and the city of Amarna was abandoned. His reign was considered a heretical period and largely forgotten for a long time. It was only when modern archaeologists discovered the ruins of Amarna and deciphered ancient texts that the story of Akhenaten and his unusual actions resurfaced. His incestuous relationships with his daughters remain one of the darkest and most controversial mysteries of this period, sparking numerous debates and different theories in the academic world. The story of Akhenaten and his forbidden union is not only a dark page in history, but also raises profound questions about power, religion, morality, and the limits of humanity. It shows that even the most powerful leaders can defy social norms and commit acts that are perplexing and controversial. The historical lessons from Akhenaten's reign remain relevant today. It reminds us of the dangers of authoritarianism and the abuse of power, as well as the importance of upholding moral standards and respecting fundamental human values. It also shows that history is always filled with mysteries and complex stories, requiring us to constantly seek understanding and exploration. So what really happened in the palace of Amarna? Why did a pharaoh dare to marry his own daughters? The answer will perhaps forever lie buried in the sands of time. But the story of Akhenaten and his forbidden union will surely continue to haunt and intrigue us about one of the most bizarre and controversial periods in ancient Egyptian history. If you are fascinated by dark historical secrets and forbidden stories like Akhenaten's forbidden union, don't forget to follow our channel. We will continue to explore the lesser-known aspects of history, the unsolved mysteries, and bring you insightful and engaging analysis. Let's delve deeper into the flow of history and discover the fascinating stories that the past still holds hidden.